Assalamu alaikum friends, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share my day and let you get ready with me as we go to a Dawat later in the day. There was such a beautiful sunrise this morning, subhanallah, it was just stunning. So usually I wake up between 6 to 6:30 because that's when Zoya wakes up for a feed. After feeding her and putting her back down to sleep, I pray Fajr. Honestly, ever since having Zoya, I've been struggling so much to pray on time. Something constantly keeps coming up, and either I'm running around after Xavier or feeding Zoya or I'm in the kitchen. Plus, Zoya has been waking up 3 to 4 times at night, so I am so exhausted by the morning. Fajr has been the hardest to pray. I try to read a few pages of Quran too, but honestly, it's really hard. May Allah make it easy for all mothers. When I feel down that I'm missing prayers or not reading as much Quran as I used to, I remind myself that Allah Mia rewards mothers for every act that they do. Taking care of your family has such a high reward in Islam. May Allah accept our efforts and make our children a sadaqah jariyah for us. Ameen. After praying, usually it's time for my husband to go to work. I make his lunch the night before, so he just picks that up while leaving. But on this day, he was working from home, so he just went into the office area and started working. For me, I start my day off with unloading the dishwasher. Most days I run a load at the end of the day. I wash the dishes throughout the day if needed, but I turn on the dishwasher at the end of the day. Starting the day with clean dishes, honestly, it makes my life easier because it's faster to cook and prepare food. One thing that helps me keep my house clean with little kids is that I make sure to always put things in their proper spot. It just helps to keep the house tidy and makes it faster to do things. I don't have to waste time on finding stuff. Some days, if I had a long night with Zoya constantly waking up, I will pray Fajr and go back to sleep. But I've noticed when I beat my laziness and get up before everyone else, I get some me time, plus I get a lot of things done. Simply organizing the dishes back into where they're supposed to be and thinking about, the main problem that all of us women have, thinking about what to make for dinner, that takes up most of the time. Sometimes I'll even read a book if I have some time to spare. But that's the usual routine. Sometimes I like to just sit and drink tea and contemplate on life. Yes, I'm an overthinker. But honestly, one of my biggest challenges as a mom is what to make for my kids to eat. And that's one thing that I'm always thinking about. Like Zoya is still small and she's breastfeeding, so that doesn't count. But Xavier is so picky and he will rarely just eat along with us. He has a lot of preferences and it makes me feel so guilty that he's not eating healthy or he's not eating a lot. I'm sure all of us moms go through this. The mom guilt is so real. But, do you ever have that moment at the end of the day where you put the kids to bed and then just think over the events of the whole day? I constantly criticize how little food he ate, or if I talked to him enough, or if I lost my cool. Honestly, motherhood is so hard. Like, what's the one thing that you guys struggle with in motherhood? I would love to hear from you guys as well because we are in this together. So let's all share our experiences in the comments below. By 7:30 to 8, Xavier and Zoya wake up. So I make Xavier breakfast and while he eats, I'll feed Zoya. Today he wanted something different than his usual breakfast of cereal or pancakes. He wanted a croissant, so I gave him one. And I decided I'll give him a boiled egg afterwards. So I just set that to the side to boil. He was just munching away on his croissant, and then I took him out of his seat and he started playing with the, dishes in the cabinets. That's usually what he does when I'm making my breakfast. He was just pouring water from one bowl to another, like the things that keep toddlers entertained. I don't understand. He would rather do this than play with toys. Is that only my kid or is this a toddler thing? So here I'm making my breakfast now. I'm trying to lose my baby weight, so I try to eat healthy. My typical breakfast is 2 eggs scrambled with 2 slices of toast. I make some green tea on the side as well. I am not a chai fan, and I know being brown and not liking chai is so weird, but chai is just not for me. I'm that type of person that can eat the same thing for days. I rarely get bored of the same meal. I eat this breakfast, the same exact breakfast throughout the week, and I think it's been helping, for me to lose some weight because I have lost a little bit of weight, but it is hard to lose the postpartum weight. I think during pregnancy, we just, lose the focus and we eat so much more than we should. And then later on, we realize how difficult it is to lose that weight. I try to avoid fried foods and oil most of the time. I use butter occasionally because it just helps to make the food taste a bit better. My only guilty pleasure, you can call it, is chocolate. Oh my god, that is the one thing that is so hard for me to give up. So I, make it work. I will manage my calories throughout the day to make sure that I leave some room for chocolate while still being in a calorie deficit. And I think so far that's been working for me. So here, as you can see, I'm putting my green tea on the stove. I like to add a little bit of fennel seeds as well because I've heard that it's really good for weight loss. And I also recently just started working out in the early morning before the kids wake up. Or if I can't do it in the morning, then I'll do it in the evening after they go to bed. And hopefully I get into the hang of it. After breakfast, I put Zoya down for her nap, and Xavier and I sat down to watch some TV. He had poured some water on his clothes, so I had to change his clothes too. But after that, we started watching Mrs. Rachel, and it's such a helpful channel. I feel like Xavier has started to learn words from her. I highly recommend the channel if you have little kids and you want them to learn sign language or just start speaking in general. Once Zoya woke up from her nap, I let her have some tummy time. She has started rolling over, so she manages to flip sides. I let her play in her baby gym, and I'll read books with Xavier or replay with his toys. And in the meanwhile, by then, it's noon and it's time for Xavier's nap. Today was that random lucky day where both Xavier's and Zoya's nap ended up being at the same time, and I was so happy to get a break. It feels so weird when both of them have the same afternoon nap, like the house is strangely quiet. Not that I'm complaining, but So I had made a simple lunch for myself because I was starving by this time. I had made tandoori chicken roast the day before, so I warmed that up and I paired it with a quick coleslaw salad. And I just ended up scrolling on my phone and relaxing until the kids woke up. My husband had finished work and it was about time to get ready to go for dinner. So today we were throwing a dinner for one of my friend's parents who had come from Pakistan, and they were coming to visit. So we, along with some other friends, decided to host a dinner at a restaurant in Northeast Calgary. So here I was just getting ready. I always get the kids ready first and get myself ready at the end because I just don't want to have that, tension. I don't want to be rushing. And here my makeup hardly takes 15 minutes. I have mastered the quick mom makeup look, and I love to use this palette from Drew Barrymore's makeup line. It's my go-to palette for any look. I kept my hair pretty simple, just a few little waves or curls and a little flip to make it look like I actually tried. And I was just showing you guys the detailing on my dress. It was so pretty. The sleeves were so pretty, and I love any dress that has a net dupatta. I made sure to wrap the gift I got for Uncle really nicely and put it near the door so that we don't forget it. And then we reached the restaurant. We went to Hybrid Tikka restaurant in Northeast Calgary. It was a really nice place with a cozy interior. They had a small room that had mattresses and pillows on the floor. It had a nice homey feeling to it. The kids immediately called it their home too. They were running around, throwing pillows and playing games. We ordered them some fries for them to eat, and then came the main meal. We had ordered chicken kadai barbecue platter with rice and a kofta salan. Everything was really yummy, but my favorite had to be the kadai and the chapli kebabs. We all had little kids, so we were juggling eating and holding them. It was pretty funny because one kid would cry and then that mama would leave the food to tend to the baby. Then once that one calmed down, it was the next baby's turn. Overall, all in all, it was a fun night and much needed too. It's always nice to meet your friends and just talk about life and catch up and just share all your, mom experiences with each other. And here is my plate. Of course, I just wanted to show a little sneak peek. And I had actually fed Zoya before because she was crying, and then I put her on the floor next to me because she was just chilling and playing with her feet. So then I ate my food, and of course, you guys know we had to end the night with kawa. And the kawa was really nicely made and refreshing after all that heavy food. So we ended up just chatting about how life has changed with the little ones, and we were giving each other tips on things. And honestly, I think everybody needs a group of mom friends who you can just rely on, who you can rant to, who you can talk to whenever you're just feeling overwhelmed. And this is my group. And yeah, so the kids were very hyper by this point. They were screaming and running around, and Zoya was just playing with her feet. But that's all for today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Inshallah, I'll meet you in the next video. Please take care of yourself, and Allah Hafiz.